Hello my friends, my name is Rob Phillips and welcome to my channel. So today we're going to be getting back to some of the fundamentals of this sort of work. We're going to be talking about Yin and Yang. So as you know, this is a Yin Yoga practice. We're going to emphasize the qualities of Yin. So what does that mean? Well, in a basic sense, Yin is the qualities of stability or grounding. It's a quality that is slow moving or grounded. This is a contrast to qualities of Yang, which are more dynamic, more active, fluid. So today, in this Yin Yoga setting, we're going to notice the interplay between Yin and Yang energies on a moment-to-moment basis. And I just want to put out there, I'm very excited that I have finished my new course, the Embodied Mindfulness Method. This is 100% free, and it gets deep into much more than that brief explanation about Yin and Yang and how to incorporate them into your life and into your practices. So if you're interested in that, please follow the link down below. It's completely free. And for now, let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to find our way into a comfortable seated position. So I'm basically already here, so you can join me there if you're not already. In general, I'd recommend sitting up onto a blanket or a cushion, and you're going to want to have that for practice in general here. Set yourself up so you have a nice solid base. You can feel the earth beneath you. Make sure there's no discomfort in the knees. Use any props to help you find that alignment. Hands can rest onto the knees or onto the thighs. Close your eyes and elevate up through the crown of the head. And then gradually relax the shoulders. Gradually relax the neck and the upper back. And so as we come into stillness here, continuing what we discussed in the introduction, just that intention is moving us to a greater sense of yin, greater sense of stability, greater sense of stillness. As you settle in here, I encourage you to relax the body, softening through any tension there may be in the shoulders, maybe in the neck or the upper back. Softening through any tension you feel in the face or the jaw. Relaxing and just really getting yourself here, or letting yourself be here is a better way to say that. And so this decision to do less, this decision to just let ourselves be here in each moment is the core of this practice. And just doing that helps us to find a greater sense of balance, greater sense of equilibrium. But even as we sit here relatively still, can you notice where there's some fluidity happening? Rise and fall of the ribs and the chest. Subtle sense of expansion and contraction here in each moment. Through all of this, we relax. Through all of this, we settle more and more. Just really letting things be as they are here in each moment. And so take that all in for just a few more breaths. Can you notice both the yin quality of stability within the pose, as well as the yang quality where things are shifting, things are evolving, even though we're sitting still? This interplay is really what this practice is all about. Notice that here for just a few more seconds. Let's take a gentle inhale breath through our nose. And take a gentle exhale breath out our mouth. Lower down our chin and begin to open our eyes. And from here, we'll take a moment. Let's extend our legs. Let them relax. let them release, let them reset just a little bit here. And for our first proper pose, we're going to set up into what we call an open deer pose. So I like to set up on a blanket for this. So if you have one, you can use it. If you're just on the floor here, you can probably do that. Just being kind of intentional with how you align. So for deer pose, I'm going to be rolling onto my outer left hip. So I'm kind of laying all the way on the floor, and I take my right leg back somewhere behind. Now, the most important factor here is to ensure that there's no discomfort in either knee. Use any props you need to kind of set that up for yourself and adapt the pose so it works for you. Once you've got your base set up here, we're going to inhale and invite some length. We're going to exhale to release and to gradually walk our way forwards, down and towards the floor here. Once you're there, you can close your eyes and begin to drop into this. Begin to land into this first proper pose. And so as we get into the physical practice, I know many of you who watch my channel have been practicing with me for some time, or maybe you're just familiar with Yin Yoga, but in case you're not familiar with this way of practicing, there's only one real rule that we always follow, and that is to ensure that we never risk harming our bodies in any way. So in each moment, you need to notice what you're feeling and never pushing through any significant discomfort, never aligning the body in a way that doesn't feel reasonable to stay there. You may feel some waves of resistance. You may feel a little bit of lower key discomfort. That's part of the practice. But if you feel anything at all that's like sharp or focused, anything at all that's aggressive or intense really in any way, respect that feedback and back out of the pose. Don't push through. Again, always work safely with your body here. And be especially careful with like sensation in the knees or the hips. But when you find an alignment that works well, we're cultivating this quality of yin, which means that we're deeply relaxing. We're deeply settling into the pose. It's not as though there is zero movement, but the shifts are rather subtle. Little moments of releasing. We may occasionally micro-adjust our alignment, kind of fine-tune into the pose a bit. But as we relax, we're allowing the pose to be what it is. We're taking it in really through each moment. Letting the experience come and go as it naturally does here. And on a bigger picture level, allowing ourselves this time to slow down, allowing ourselves practices like this where we do less, is hugely valuable. And that's one of the big things I do talk about in my new free course. But beyond this kind of big picture way of looking at things, there's also shifts that are happening on a micro level. There's this interplay between fluidity and stability. And it's that level that we're going to be mostly looking at things today. So I'll keep coming back to that idea. For now, though, let's take one more complete breath, just as we are. And gently press into the floor, gradually begin to rise up. And to come out from here, we can sweep our legs forwards. Let them reset, let them relax and release here for a few moments. Just kind of feel that reset, feel the rebound. Noticing as we leave the pose, there's still a sense of shifting. We've opened things up, created a bit of release in the body. And as we take a few breaths, we can really connect with that. We can really tune into that here. Let's take a nice deep inhale breath through our nose. Let's take a big exhale breath out our mouth. carefully from here, we're going to set up for the second side of things. So as you're ready to, you're going to roll over onto your outer right hip. You're going to take your left leg back and behind you. And so again, there's a lot of room to experiment here. Please don't feel like you need to look exactly like me. I want you to notice how your body responds. Make sure there's no discomfort, especially in the knees, and make sure in general what you're feeling is reasonable. And then when you get your basic alignment in place, let's inhale and invite some length. Exhale to release forwards. As you find your alignment again, as you lean into things, you'll feel the pose. And if there's some tightness, be careful. Don't plow through it. You don't need to come all the way to the earth. You can, again, adapt and respond to your body. The more you explore this sort of practice, the more natural the alignment comes, the more intuitive it feels to kind of set things up in a way that does work well for you. But now that we've gotten some of the fundamentals laid out here, let's come back to this more subtle way of looking at things. So this practice is always grounded in mindfulness. We need to notice what it is that we're feeling in each moment. Notice the stability of the contact with the earth beneath you as more of a yin sort of quality. Maybe notice the shifts, the movements of your breath that rise and fall as something more dynamic, more of a yang sort of quality. Notice how the more we relax, the more we settle into these poses, the more calm or clear our attention feels. The more balanced we tend to feel in that general sense, the restlessness, the stress hopefully starts to melt away here over time. And so again, we're emphasizing this sense of doing less. This sense of slowing down. The essence of yin in each moment. Take a final complete breath, just like you are. Gently press into the floor. You can slowly from there begin to rise up. And sweep your back leg forwards. You can get off your blanket, just kind of clear everything out. And let's make our way all the way onto our back. We'll take a little pause here. And so as you lie here, as you settle in this neutral shape, just feeling any delayed response in the body, feeling any lasting effects there might be going on for you. Feeling what you've opened up, feeling the space you've made. But again, even when we're very still in that relative sense, the breath will continue to move. The body will likely be continuing to respond to the pose that we just finished up. So in any given moment, we notice this interplay. We notice the stability, we notice the shifts. The more we can just relax and, in essence, get out of our own way, the more the whole system can come into a better place of balance, that kind of natural equilibrium. And so here, let's take a deep inhale breath through our nose. You'll take a big exhale breath out our mouth. We'll walk in our legs and we'll come into a little shift. We'll come into a little movement back and forth. Just kind of stir up the hips, stir up the side body, the lower back, all that good stuff. From there, you can slowly roll your way over onto your side, gently press your way up. And from here, we're going to set up for, it'll be a slightly shorter hold, but we're going to set up for dragon pose, which is a little bit more of a dynamic shape. Now I'm going to demo this with a blanket. Remember, this is just to cushion the knees. If you do have access to a yoga block, that may be helpful for this pose, so consider grabbing one. But you're going to pad the knees and you're going to step your left foot forwards into a lunging shape. So in essence, aligning the knee over the heel here. Now, keeping in mind that this is going to be a stronger pose in general, but make sure it's not too much. You can shift your weight, make sure you're not compressing that back kneecap. How long or short you make your stride will dial in the intensity for you. Since we're doing this with kind of minimal props, just understand that you're probably going to have your arms a little more straight. You might need to engage the arms a little bit. So really, this pose gives us a nice microcosm of many of the themes I'm talking about. So can you find the right amount of action, the right amount of effort or doing? There is some yang energy in this pose for sure. And yet, there's still a sense of relaxing. There's still a sense of releasing and letting go. And we're doing our best to be relatively still here without, of course, harming the body, without asking the body to do more than it reasonably should. So as you feel all of this here, what is it like to find that balance? Engaging the body just as you need to. Relaxing the body as much as is reasonably possible. And through doing so, finding a natural equilibrium of yin and yang, of effort and ease. Take a final complete breath like you are. And slowly begin to shift. You can come out, release. As always, it's normal to feel maybe a little sensitive. That's a stronger pose, right? So you can kind of work and shift a bit as you need to. I'm going to rest in child's pose. You could rest there or even on your belly, wherever seems to make sense. But find a nice neutral shape. And really feel any delayed response. Feel, again, that rebound in the body. Take a few slow breaths here and just kind of let that energy reset. Let everything naturally rebalance for you. Let's cleanse our breath. We can take a gentle inhale breath through our nose. Gentle exhale breath out our mouth. From here, slowly begin to press yourself up, and we'll come into the second side of that. So dragon pose, slightly stronger, right? So use the blanket to pad the knees. Step the right foot forwards to find your lunge. Again, this is a slightly shorter hold, so it's going to have a little bit more energy. We're not dropping down low to the floor if possible. But again, be really intentional with the intensity. You can shift your alignment, definitely fine tune, kind of micro adjust all of this. Noting that I'm resting flat on my hands. If there's sensitivity in the wrists, you could always make fists or whatever position's comfortable. So like the key of this practice is to always listen to your own body to find an expression of the pose that makes sense for what you need. But again, can we find this equilibrium where we're doing just as much as we need to, while still releasing or letting go of just as much as may be possible? Can you truly feel that equilibrium here for yourself? And can you be present for this interplay of yin and yang that's really happening for you here in each moment? Take a final complete breath just like you are. Carefully start to shift. You'll find your way out. You can move the legs, you can move the hips, or any other little shifts or kind of movements here that feel right for you. And as you work this all out, let's clear the runway again here. Let's make our way onto our back. So again, just lying down all the way flat on the floor. Spreading things out, taking a bit of space, and taking a few deep breaths here. Feeling the resonance, feeling that lasting effect, especially after the more dynamic nature of the pose we just finished. It may take a little bit longer for the body to bounce back from that. From here now, we're going to take a pair of twists on our back so you can draw the knees into the chest. And take a gentle inhale and then slowly use an exhale to roll the legs to the right. Now, on your way in, please experiment a little bit, adapt a little bit, make sure that this suits your body and what it needs. So that now that you're here, you can just be here and relax and settle. Feel the gradual unwinding of things. Whereas that last pose, that dragon lunge, had more yang kind of action happening in it. Here now we can let go again and find that sense of yin, find that sense of stillness and calm. Truly let yourself gradually drop into this over time. Truly let the energy get more and more calm here over time. Please take a final complete breath here like you are. And slowly you can inhale and wind the legs back in. And take a few moments to shift and to reset. Take a little pause where you're basically resting in the middle. And take a few breaths. Feel that delayed response as I keep talking about here. From here, we'll do the second side. So just nice and simple here. You can draw both knees into the chest. Take a gentle inhale. Slowly, as you exhale, roll the legs to the left. Place your right arm on the floor somewhere beside you and just relax the body. Settle fully and completely. You can feel a nice gradual release. Fine-tune this pose in whatever way feels natural. And remember, you're never forcing the legs over across the body. Let them just land how they naturally do. So that here, now, we can just be in this experience. We can just notice whatever it is that naturally arises for us. And we can see that interplay between yin and yang in each moment here. Take a final complete breath like you are here. Slowly begin to roll back into the middle. And here as you roll into the middle, take a moment to shift and to reset. Just kind of loosen everything up, stir everything up for yourself. But then we're going to settle or prepare to settle into complete yin and stillness. So we'll extend our legs out onto the floor. Open the feet a little wide, open the arms a little wide. You can always use props here if you'd like. We'll just be here for a couple of minutes, but make sure you feel comfortable. Close your eyes. So please just briefly scan through your body here and ensure that there's no remaining sense of effort. There's nothing whatsoever it feels like you're holding on to. You're going to want to let all of that go. And then from here, you'll take a deep inhale breath through your nose and open up your mouth to exhale and to let absolutely everything go for these final few minutes here. So please just take a final few moments as you are and bring some attention back to the breath and the body. Inviting a bit of that yang quality again as you deepen the breath, as you start to feel the energy move. As you're ready to, you can roll your way over onto your side, gently press your way up into a comfortable seat. Close your eyes here and we'll just sit for a final moment. Noticing the effects of your practice, noticing all of the many changes you may have made in both body and mind. And joining the hands in front of the heart. So as always, my thanks to each of you for sharing your practice. It is truly an honor to teach. As we say, the light within me salutes the light within you. Namaste. So again, thank you so very much for joining. As always, if you have thoughts or questions, please let me know down below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you are not already, please subscribe to my channel. And finally, as I said a few times, if you want to go deep into the topics of yin and yang and how to integrate them into your body, your mind, your life really, check out my new free course, The Embodied Mindfulness Method. The link is down below.